the Mic. On the Mic with your host, Suleiman Al-Zahafi. Hi and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode of your favorite show, On the Mic. You are joined with your host, Suleiman Al-Zahafi. I am very excited and very honored to have a special show because I feel that we are able to go ahead and capture the experiences, the perspective, the point of view of many individuals coming to Saudi Arabia, and they tell us more about their life, what they do, how they experienced it, how they saw the culture, and everything in between. So I think it's very interesting. Especially today, we have a very unique guest. This individual came all the way from the United States, come to Saudi Arabia, and I feel that he had a very interesting story to share with us. So let's get straight into it. We'd like to join and welcome Mr. Brent Corley. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Solomon. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. Thank you so much.
It's an absolute pleasure. Briefly, Mr. Brent, tell us, give us a little introduction about yourself, where you're from, what do you do, who you are. We want a little background regarding that.
Sure, not a problem. So, again, my name is Brent Corley, and I work as a testing manager for Ahmed East, Saudi Arabia. So what basically is that? I work contractually for ETS, Education Testing Service, as the TOEFL and the GRE rep for Saudi Arabia. So my job is to promote the test of English as a foreign language, TOEFL. And I've been all over Saudi, everywhere from, Hafr al-Batin all the way to the Farazan Islands. So
wow.
I've traveled around a lot promoting that, so I enjoy it very much.
Okay. And where are you from? You're from the United States, if I'm not mistaken.
I am. I'm originally from the Mississippi Gulf Coast in a city called Biloxi. So to orient you, that's between Florida and Texas. And we're about a 45-minute drive from New Orleans.
Oh, wow. So you definitely southern hospitality, southern lifestyle, and everything. It's very humid and hot there.
Very much so. And the weather is actually very similar to, I would compare it to Jeddah somewhat. It's hot and humid in the summer, just like Jeddah. But it's a bit cooler in the winter. So, yeah. And we have wonderful Gulf water seafood. It's just amazing.
Oh, wow. So I guess you have to compensate something, the hot weather for amazing food, huh?
Yeah. We're known for our hospitality and really good southern food. So you're always welcome to come try it.
I truly believe that the southern food is it's large meals and portions, especially like Texas and everything. So yeah, you can never.
Yes, we keep feeding you.
That's the best kind. So you ever see like a fellow with a bellow there? You'll know why. He's enjoying life, living the moment, and quite full and amazing food. And definitely, Mr. Brent. So tell us more. Like you worked in the education industry regarding testing. You're from the United States. What made you want to come to Saudi Arabia? Well, what was something that intrigued you to come to Saudi Arabia? Tell us the story behind that and how long you've been here.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I have to tell you what drew me to Saudi Arabia originally was a position as a English instructor for a company called Laureate Education. And Laureate at the time was working in a very small area called Rabic, Saudi Arabia. So Rabic is about 40 kilometers, north of Jeddah. And part of the position was that if I agreed to come and live in Rabic and teach, they would help pay for a master's degree, which I accepted and actually went on to not only do my a second master's in business, but at that time I fell in love with Saudi Arabia. Yeah, and especially the Red Sea. So I don't know if you've ever been to Rabat, but or to Jeddah, but it's along the Red Sea, and that area of Saudi Arabia, the coral is virtually untouched. So we would go out there every weekend and snorkel, and I enjoyed it so much. That was a really great time. So a piece of my heart, I think, is still in Rabat.
I can see that. I feel like you definitely was one with the ocean, one with the Red Sea.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing. I mean, just the amount of fish, the different varieties of fish, everything from barracudas to coral reef sharks to the occasional sea turtle. Everything was there, and it's unbelievable. I don't know why more people don't go out there, but it's beautiful. Yeah, I love Rabat.
I think we need more people like you to tell us more about it.
Sure.
That's a missing factor. So, how long have you been in the kingdom? You never really touched base. Like, since what year have you come here?
Sure. So, with my time with Laureate, I spent 2 years, in that position. And during that time, I was, a student myself. And then I left and thought, okay, that's it. That's the chapter of Saudi has ended. Well, then I, interviewed for my current role, and our director and I just clicked right away. And lo and behold, I came back, and this time, to Riyadh, which, that's been 6 years. So I have spent a total of 8 years in Saudi Arabia. Wow. Just saying it is amazing. It's flown by.
Time flies by, huh?
Yeah.
As an old man told me, he was like, when you live in life, when you're doing the right things in life, you will forget that how quickly life goes by. So I guess you're doing the right things in life for yourself.
Yeah, that's so true. I have just truly enjoyed my time here in Saudi. And, there's just been so much change in the last few years, and it's been so awesome to watch everything change.
Yeah, it's very true. I always ask people, like, what surprised you the most coming to Saudi Arabia? What was the expectation? What was surprised you the most? And what was something that you feel like it was a moment during your stay in Saudi Arabia that you felt like is interesting to share with?
When I came to Saudi, and I tell people this and they just are amazed, I actually had zero expectations. I didn't research it a lot. I came with, no preconceived notions of what I was going into. And the thing that surprises me, and it actually, Suleiman, continues to surprise, is the absolute kindness of Saudis and the warmth of the Saudi culture. I'll give you an example. I guess it was 2 weeks ago. I was at the gym in the morning at fitness time, and I left and forgot my Bose earbuds, like a new pair of wireless Bose earbuds, and I thought, oh man, they're probably gonna disappear, or someone's gonna find them and love them. I went back.
Someone's gonna find them and love them.
Yeah, but they had turned them in, and it's just little things like that. That just it's every day is full of surprises. But I think the most thing is just how kind people are here. And I always share that with, my American friends. They're always so curious. And I say, this is just, it's one of the nicest places to live, honestly. Minus the traffic. If I could give up anything in Riyadh, it would be the traffic. But
there was one guy that used to tell me in the U.S., the major cities, they're like, it's 1 hour to go from the same city to the same city. And now I feel I'm saying the same thing. From Riyadh to Riyadh is 1 hour.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it goes to show, it's a positive in terms of development, because
Mm,
it's a good
yeah.
indicator that Riyadh is expanding, everyone's coming to Riyadh, but it's not a good indicator for me to be stuck in traffic for 1 hour. So we have to see the
Well,
perspective. Whose indicator is it? So
luckily, I live very close to work, and but yeah, the traffic, it's doable. But yeah, I would say that is just the kindness of people, and a genuine interest in learning about others and other cultures.
indeed, and you mentioned that you traveled quite a lot. What was a fun city, or an experience you
Oh,
never expected visiting for the first
oh,
time?
some of my favorite cities. I mean, I think if I had to say my absolute all-time favorite would be Alula, and I went to Alula right before they, started, developing it heavily. And we took a tour of the complex. It's very vast, but I would say Alula just because it is just it's awe inspiring. And I'm a real history buff, so I think it's fascinating that the Nabateans built their burial grounds there, and the spice trade was along that route. But I have had wonderful experiences in the Farazan Islands and outside of Jazan. I thought it's just such an untouched beauty, and I had a wonderful experience in Hafuf or Al Asa, with just experiencing the kindness of a family there that I thought it was a king's welcome. I've just never experienced anything like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, invited me for dinner. I took the train over, which is a lot of fun to do.
The train from where
From Riyadh,
to?
so to Al Asa.
Oh, to the
So,
eastern part of the kingdom. Yeah.
yes, yeah, the train was really cool, and I'd say I met someone through work, a lady who actually worked at Niagara College, and I had mentioned to her that I love dates, and I was wanting to even think about exporting some dates to the States, and she said, "Why don't you come and have a lunch with my father? We have a date farm, and he can maybe tell you some things about dates." And I thought, yeah, sure, why not? I thought, this would be something very casual. And I remember pulling up, into the date farm, and there must have been like 25 people, waiting. And I thought, there's no way. Well, they were all there for this, casual lunch. And he had killed a lamb, and I mean, he had this wonderful red rice from Alasa that they're famous
Okay.
for.
Yeah.
Fish. The food went for days, and I don't know. That just is a memory that really sticks out.
I just
That's
hope.
a
I
wonderful
just.
man.
I just hope there was no vegans there for the meat.
No, I could barely walk for out of there, but they kept feeding me,
It's
and
called a food coma.
yeah, it reminded me a lot of Southern meals, but that was a very special meal. I'll never forget that day.
I thoroughly think so. You and that lamb will definitely never forget that day for sure.
Yeah, I'm a foodie too, so
I find it very interesting. A lot of people that are coming from the southern states of the United States, they're foodie. They're like a food culture and something. And when they come to Saudi Arabia, especially a lot of Texans and Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, and every other southern state, they come here and they're like, I feel like it's a little different, but it's almost the same way. I feel
yes,
like I can relate to it easily. I can just kind of adapt very quickly. So it's a good indication of that. It's a good indication. The one thing they say they miss the most is the like the barbecue stuff, like the genuine barbecue stuff. But other than that, they said we're fine with lamb and rice, so they enjoy it. So they're managing just fine. So I really
yeah.
think
I've never eaten so much lamb until I got here, and I love lamb. I didn't realize how much, but yeah, the barbecue. You can find pretty much anything though in Riyadh, literally anything, like food wise.
yeah, that's true.
But
It's becoming developed very quickly, and that goes to my next question. You've seen changes happening. You've been here for 8 years. Tell us how do you see the changes happening, like from entertainment to like even the restaurants and stuff like that, or the lifestyle. What changes have you
Oh,
witnessed, and what's your perspective?
just amazing. When I came here for my current position, August of 2015, and since that time, there we the the introduction of music while you're eating, no more single section, women driving, everything has changed rapidly, and it's as if it's been a lifetime like this. The biggest change, I think, and something that Saudi has just done such a amazing job on, is the entertainment.
Yeah.
I have been to I've been to Middle Beast. I've been to several concerts. Just and another thing too, that is not the U-Walk. What is the one that looks like Times Square? So
Riyadh Boulevard.
yes, wow, that is cool. I
Oh.
mean, unbelievable. So
I guess it
yeah,
was the idea of someone that didn't want to go to Times Square with the long flight. They're like, let's just bring it here.
I went the last time I went there it was like dress up or wear a costume and get in free. And I went with a bunch of friends, and I have to say we had so much fun, and that was just such a great event. But yeah, just the entertainment alone, it compares with any city worldwide. So really, really good job. And at Saudis just embrace it, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
That definitely makes us all happy, but not the traffic part. As again, we.
Yeah, that's the only thing I tell people. It's like the only thing I could live without is the traffic. But I think that's any big city.
Any
That's part of
metropolitan, that's growing and
yeah.
big in size and everything. Expansion comes at a cost. But hopefully, with a lot of the public transportation opening soon, it will decrease the
Oh yeah,
congestion.
Metro. I actually took a tour of the Metro project that they're doing, the station over at the Finance District, and I mean it's mind blowing, the amount of detail that has gone into that facility. Just so cool. I think the Metro, once it's done, it's going to be really, really impressive.
All I know is I'm gonna be one of the first ones to ride it, and then kind of.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I thought it's really interesting too. You're going to be able to take the Metro from the airport and do an express check-in or check-out if you're staying in the finance district. So they'll even transport your luggage and everything there. So
Wow.
literally, all you do is walk off and then get on and then head over. How cool is that? So
So pretty
yeah, they've
much
done a really nice job.
we're gonna
But
have amazing public transportation, a lot of entertainment, amazing food, and less work to do.
yeah,
That's a deal
yeah,
you can't beat, even with a bamboo stick.
yeah, true.
So definitely thank you so much, Mr. Brent, for joining us today. It's an absolute pleasure, and you definitely brought a lot of very interesting perspective into the on the mic. Any last message or words you'd like to say to our dear listeners at home?
Just thank you so much for your time. I appreciate being able to give my perspective as an American living in Saudi. I feel like I'm at home here, and I just appreciate the kindness and the welcome that I continue to receive every day. So thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Brent Corley, all the way from the United States, coming to Saudi Arabia 8 years ago. And I must say, what an amazing experience it had. And definitely, there's many more experiences we'll be discussing on the mic with myself, Salman Zahafi. But when once you go ahead and hear it from the perspective of another individual and kind of have a more chit chat and discussion, yeah, I think it kind of brings into a very good image of their lifestyle here, and I think it's very interesting. We're very excited to see more to come here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, especially the capital city of Riyadh. Lots to do, lots to eat, a lot of people to visit for the first time and get to know each other. And yeah, life is good. Life is good, you
Yeah,
know. So
absolutely.
I guess definitely thank you so much, Brentley, again. Ladies and gentlemen, coming close to a conclusion of the episode with our esteemed guest, Brentley Corley, all the way from the United States, and you're joined with your host, Suleiman Al Zahafi, till further episodes of On the Mic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On the Mic. On the Mic with your host, Suleiman Al Zahafi.